Hello people, this is David and you're watching Btekt, and welcome to my tips and tricks video for the Huawei P30 and the P30 Pro. Two excellent phones, and in this video I'm going to go over some of the special features to help you get the most from your new Huawei flagship. But before that, let me say a big thank you to Direct Mobiles. Over 24 years of award-winning customer service, and thanks to their comparison tools, it's just a great place to go if you're looking for the best deal on your next handset. Check in the video description for a link to their deals, or just search directmobiles.co.uk. As I mentioned in my last video about these two handsets, this time Huawei are giving us more of a choice rather than a compromise. The P30 is an extremely good phone in its own right, and to me it doesn't stand in the shadow of the P30 Pro. I recommend if you're thinking about buying a P series phone, getting hands on with both of them before you make your decision. That is, unless of course all you really care about is having the best possible tech in your hand. But whichever one of these you choose, the first thing you might want to do is to set up the gestures. Both of these handsets are running the new EMUI 9.1, which does suggest a few things for you to do on activation, the gestures being one of them. But if you missed that, it can be found down in the settings, click system and then system navigation. The gesture navigation has definitely been improved from previous EMUI 9 devices, and it's definitely the best way of getting around. Navigation gestures are swipe up and hold to get your list of apps, swipe in from either side of the screen to go back, swipe up from the bottom to go back to the home screen, swipe up from either corner to get your one-handed mode, or swipe up from either the left or the right side to get your Google Assistant. So once you have your brand new phone switched on, a good way of transferring all of your apps and data from your previous device is to use the phone clone function. If you're coming from a previous Huawei phone, it's very simple. You'll find the phone clone under settings, scroll down to system and phone clone. Select this and then select whether this is the old or the new device, and then scan it with the QR code scanner from the new device. If you're coming from another Android or iOS device, then you'll have to download Phone Clone from Google Play or the App Store. It won't transfer every single app, but you will get the majority of what was on your previous device, plus all of your settings and wallpapers, etc. If you find that once you've transferred over your apps, they're all spread out all over the place and your home screen is looking a bit of a mess, then a way to rearrange them easily is to pinch the home screen and then just tap on each one of the icons you want to collect up and then move around. It's just easier than moving them one by one. The feature from the previous EMUI versions, where you're able to shake the device to rearrange the icons on the home screen, has disappeared from this version. It's a shame because I did use that from time to time. If you want to change the look and feel of your handset, then I recommend using the Themes app. You'll need to have a Huawei ID to sign in, but once you're in there's plenty of excellent free and paid themes to choose from, as well as wallpapers and a large selection of fonts as well. If you don't have a Huawei ID and you don't want to bother create a new account, then you can just sign in using your Facebook or Google account. One thing that I always do with a new phone is to edit the buttons in the notification tray to the way I want them, because there are some buttons in there that if you hit by mistake will mute your phone or turn off the data connection. So I keep things like the do not disturb button, the sound mute and the airplane mode off the main notifications tray, just in case I hit it by mistake. But it's a good idea to edit it to the way that's more useful for you. You get a really nice, almost completely full screen display with the Huawei P30 series, interrupted only by this tiny dewdrop notch. But if it really is bothering you that much and you prefer the more symmetrical aesthetic to your display, then of course you can hide it. It's easily done. Just click settings, then scroll down to display settings, more display settings, notch, and then hide it away. On some devices I do prefer it without the notch, but on this device it really doesn't bother me. I quite like it. If you swipe down anywhere on the screen, then you'll get this little search box with a few of your recently used apps. But right in the top corner there is a small icon, which is a shortcut to the Hikvision app. Now the Hikvision app is where you'll find the QR code and barcode scanners, as well as the identify and shopping apps, which just let you search for things online that the camera can see. It will identify things most of the time, but of course it's not infallible. But new to the P30 is the calorie counting app, which allows you to identify food and exactly how many calories are in them. But what's also very impressive here is that it actually tries to estimate the weight of the object that it's looking at as well, to give you a more accurate calorie estimation. This is a great feature for people who are really concerned about what they eat, giving you a pretty good estimation as to how many calories you've consumed in any given day. And I think that knowing that shortcut there just makes the feature more easily accessible and more likely for you to actually use it. Private space is a good feature. It gives you a totally separate version of your phone that can be accessed by just putting in a different or unique pin. You still have your call history, but the phone will be completely fresh, so you have to download the apps that you want. A good one for those living a double life. Darkening the interface colours is always a good idea with phones with OLED displays, as they use less power when they're showing darker colours. Darkening the interface options are found under the battery settings. Here you'll also find the performance mode and power saving options. Performance mode will drain quite a bit more power than if you have it in just regular mode, and it will use almost twice as much power as it does when it's in power saving mode. Ultra power saving mode option is also here as well, which does come in handy if you know that you haven't got enough battery power to last to your next charge. It will shut down all the apps and functions apart from the essentials and a select few of your choice. Battery performance of these phones is among the best out there, so I'm happy to use it in performance mode most of the time, and I still get a decent battery life from it. Another little tip that I have is to never use the front facing camera. Don't get me wrong, it's not a terrible front facing camera, it's okay, but it's still a front facing camera and it is nowhere near as good as the rear facing camera. So if you set the volume keys as your shutter button, turn the camera around and snap a selfie, the AI will automatically switch to its portrait mode and give you that beautiful blurred out background, and it will just deliver a more flattering image every time. Even if you use portrait mode with the front camera, you won't get any bokeh effects. I think Huawei have done a great job with the P30 series, and I hope that this little tips and tricks video has helped you out a little bit. I really do recommend trying them both out because the P30 really is a very good flagship phone in its own right, and it might be a better fit for some people than the P30 Pro. Anyway, that's it from me. I hope you enjoyed my little tips and tricks video of the Huawei P30 series. If you did, then it'd be great if you could hit the subscribe button, double tap notifications and smash the like button for me. I've got lots more phone reviews and comparisons on the way. You can also follow me on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. It's at Btekt. Or add me on Snapchat at david.btekt. Thanks for watching. My name's David and this is Btekt.